Support for Radio Friends comes from La Brunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact La Brunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Learn more at labrunerie.com or by calling 573-449-5313. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Labor Day, Monday, September the 4th. And what better way to celebrate Labor Day than with my two good friends, Cathy Barton and Dave Parra.
Good to see you, Paul.
And it
two
is
laborers.
Two laborers, right. And I tell you, we're especially happy to have you here today, Cathy, since I know you went through some medical problems there.
Yes.
And
some major things.
Yes. And weren't quite sure whether this was going to work out for you, but you're doing just great, and I'm glad that you could make it here today.
Well, thank you for your concern and all the people out there that sent their well wishes and prayers. That meant a great deal to me.
Yeah, prayers do work. And look at how good Cathy looks. She looks great. And Dave, you look pretty good too.
Hey, thanks.
Right? You know, when you two are as close as you are as a husband and wife team and best friends in the world, when one is going through something, the other one is going through the same thing.
It's a journey we take together.
Yes, it is. And that's a real blessing.
Yes, yeah.
It is a real blessing, and I think that is befitting the song that you're going to do right now. And today they're doing two tunes a cappella.
Right.
And this one is called?
Call Down a Blessing.
All right. And you've got blessing right there, both of you together. Cathy and Dave.
Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Health before us, health behind us, health within us and around us. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Peace before us, peace behind us, peace within us and around us. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Joy before us, joy behind us, joy within us and around us. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Love before us, love behind us, love within us and around us. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down. Call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down a blessing, call down.
That was beautiful. And I think, is this the first time that you have performed a cappella on Radio Friends?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that you're doing it occasionally on the Pepper and Friends show, but every time you've been here, you've been with the instruments.
That's right.
And
That's a song that we often do. Actually, it was written, a friend of ours, Margaret Nelson, up in Chicago, and she was modeling it after a New Year's song, kind of a blessing for New Year's. And so we tend to sing it around that time. But we've had a lot of blessings this past couple of months, so we thought it'd be pretty good.
It was quite appropriate. Now, if people want your music, you've got plenty of music available.
Oh, yeah.
They can go on your website and order it, right? The web address is?
bartonpera.com.
Okay.
Oh, there's our little albums there.
Yeah, there are. And you've got plenty of them.
Yeah, well, we've been at it for a long time.
You have.
That one there in the lower right, that's 30 years ago.
But they're still all available.
Yeah,
And
that
you have any records on vinyl yet?
Still, yeah,
We
the
have
Ballad
a
of the
couple.
Boonslick.
You know
that
what?
one,
They're coming back now. A
Yeah.
lot of people are starting to play vinyl.
That's right.
But anyway, your website address is?
bartonpera.com.
Okay. And you have a dance coming up, don't you? That you're
Yes,
playing?
for the Columbia Mid-Missouri Country Dancers over there down on Peachtree area there.
When is that going to be?
That's the last Friday of the month. Is that the 28th or 29th?
Of September?
September.
And is it open to the public?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. of
All right.
course.
So if you want to hear,
We'll be playing with our friends in our band Snorty Horse.
Snorty Horse.
Snore T Horse.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that you're going to be with Snorty Horse.
Snorty Horse.
Uh,
Yeah, we were written up in Better Horses paper.
Is that
Actually, well, no, our friend just wrote with a magic marker, said these guys are great.
true? Okay. All right. Well, listen, we appreciate you coming out. Can you do one more song?
Sure.
So you don't have the instruments here today, so we're going to do another a cappella.
This was written by our good friend Jerry Rasmussen, who's from Janesville, Wisconsin. Originally, he's now been living in the East Coast. But this is a song that he wrote called Papa Was a Preacher. We did this on our gospel
All
song.
right, we'll close up with it. Papa was a preacher. Kathy and Dave.
Papa was a preacher down in Kankakee, where the soil is black as coal. And the only job he ever had was planting of the seed and the harvesting of the soul. And when we get together around the table every night, we always sang the grace. And I can hear my mama singing high harmony while my papa sang the bass. And we sang Old 100 and Walking in the Garden and A Closer Walk with Thee. And there never was a song that my papa didn't know, and he taught 'em all to me. Well, every Sunday morning while the other kids were sleeping, I'd be up at the crack of dawn, trying to put a polish on my old brown shoes and getting all my best clothes on. And I could hear my mama, she'd be down in the kitchen, she'd start to sing a song. And if it wasn't Papa, it would be my little sister, and she'd start to sing along. And they sang Old 100 and Walking in the Garden and A Closer Walk with Thee. And there never was a song that my papa didn't know, and he taught 'em all to me. Well, Mama played the organ in the 10 o'clock service, and my sister sang in the choir. And then Papa gave a sermon about the degradation and the brimstone and the fire. And me, I was an usher with a white carnation. I'd help to pass the tray, and I'd smile at all the ladies in the congregation every time they'd look my way. And we sang Old 100 and Walking in the Garden and A Closer Walk with Thee. And there never was a song that my papa didn't know, and he taught 'em all to me.